Hey everyone, Sam Mackay here from Enterprise DNA. I just want to go over an interesting example briefly here that came up in the Enterprise DNA support forum. So Rob here had a question or a scenario where he wanted to work out the difference contribution of sales for a particular dimension and the change from year to year. Okay, and so some of you might know this particular sort of formula combination or formula pattern in Power BI called the percent of total. Well, basically this is the percent of total pattern in action, but following on from this, we wanted to work out the difference between one year to the next. Now what Rob did, and this is very common when you're just starting out with Power BI, is that you think you need to go and break down or filter all of your percentages by the specific year, so you could work out the difference between 2019 and 2018 and 2017, right? Now, whilst a solution was reached here to show how you could do some calculations with a filter inside of Calculate, basically what I want to do is I want to show you a more dynamic way, a better way to do this, utilizing some simple measure branching techniques in Power BI, but also some time intelligence calculations. Okay, and when you start combining these things together, you can get some really powerful dynamic calculations, and you don't need to go and place these additional filters on specific years in your model. What you want to do is you want to at all times really be trying to do it dynamically by utilizing the model that you have built in behind the scenes. Okay, so I want to show you how I calculated the percent of total revenue here. Okay, and so what I've done is I've just got a bit of a setup here where I've got my total revenue, but then I've also calculated my percent of total revenue here, which is this one here. Okay, this particular line here. It's also exactly the same measure which is inside of here, so you can see that it's a totally dynamic calculation. I've got 3 years selected here, and that's creating the context in my particular report. But then I've also got a matrix which is breaking down those 3 years inside of a table. Okay, so I don't need to go and create a new measure for 2016, a new measure for 2017. I just don't need to do it. Okay, and I can do it quite simply by using a formula technique like this. Okay, I just realized that was a historic on there, so I'll take that out. This is literally all you need. So I've just said, okay, go and divide total revenue, so go and calculate total revenue for each of these different products in each of these different years by the total revenue of all products. So I've removed any filters in this particular context from products, right? So the filters for the context is product is coming from the rows here. So what I've done for this part of the denominator of this calculation, I have gone and removed all filters from products. So what's happening and behind the scenes is I'm getting the total revenue from the year. So the total down here is appearing in every single row here. And that's why I'm getting total revenue divided by the total year total, the yearly total. Okay, and that's how I'm getting my percentages. Okay, so straight away, you see how simple this calculation is. I don't need to do anything complicated or do any more work than what I've done here. Now, if I wanted to compare, right, see what the difference was from year to year, well, then all I need to do from here is basically branch out using time intelligence. Okay, so I now have this percent of total revenue. Well, say I wanted to go and calculate percent of total revenue last year, all I would need to do is type it in like this. So I would go percent of total revenue last year. Okay, and then I can probably actually just go straight to the diff. Okay, so diff yearly diff percent of total revenue. Okay, so a bit of a long title, maybe you could optimize that a little bit more, but all I would need to do here is go percent of total revenue. I'm just going to find that particular measure, minus calculate. Maybe I need to put this around the other way, but we'll just get it in first. So percent of total revenue, date add, and then just use these simple time intelligence techniques just like this. Then I want to go -1, and then I want to go year. So we probably actually want to go, do we want to go, no, actually, okay, I think this is probably okay. So let's just put this in. Maybe we would want to go down to another line here. Okay, and then so if I copied this across this matrix, then without having to do, just with, you've got to look, remember, we've basically just got 3 measures here all building up. I can then drag this particular measure into my matrix. And the amounts are probably so small. Hold on, let's just get it to a percentage. Yeah, so 2016 has larger numbers, right? But then you would probably want to say, well, if you would probably want some additional logic in here that sort of said, okay, if this amount was 0, for example, if this amount was 0, then equal to blank. If not, then go and run this calculation. So something like this. I mean, you could optimize this a little bit better if you were to break these out. It would make it a little bit cleaner. That's how I normally do it, honestly. But if this equals to 0, then I want this to equal to blank. If not, I want to run this calculation. Then that should get rid of that 2016, okay? So now I have this dynamic difference between one year to the next. So you see here, if we just do a bit of auditing, this number, so the difference between 2017 and 2016 is 0.04%. The difference between 2018 and 2017 is 0.08%. Okay, and so I guess the idea here is I've seen this a number of times on the Enterprise DNA Support Forum, is that a lot of members are thinking, well, if I want to go and break out and work out the difference between one year to the next, well, I need to go and create all these additional measures which go and say, okay, well, what was the result for 2019? What was the result for 2018, for 2017? You just don't need to do that. It's always dynamically. Think about how you can utilize the natural filtering that will come from your data model. Say even just a very simple data model set up like this. I mean, this just can't get any simpler than this, really. How can you dynamically make it happen? Okay, and then that's going to go a long way to solving issues like this and doing it very, very easily. Okay, so I'll look to leave a link below if you want to have a look at this forum question. Definitely check out the support forum when you can. So many solutions there now that you can leverage off, but hopefully you got a lot out of this one and could see how simple you can make this stuff inside of Power BI. If you like this video, definitely throw it a like. Appreciate it as always, and don't forget to subscribe to Enterprise DNA TV. Okay, all the best.